The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at wrestlingwithjohners.com.
Another episode today with CamiKazie. I think I said that right.
That's close enough. camiKazie.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate your time.
Oh, I appreciate your time. The Johners Network, man. I had an interview with him once upon a time. He's a good man. Wrestling with Johners.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's a legend, and you know what? He's helped me out a fair few times.
He's a good man.
And other stuff. He's had some great guests on. He mostly focuses on the wrestling scene, like in the UK and then down south. So that's quite good.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about how we got connected. So that's quite an interesting story. So obviously, I reached out to Bronwyne for an interview, to have her back on. And then she said, oh, I've got this friend who's looking to do more interviews and so. And then obviously, here we are.
Here we are. Yes, Bronwyne Billington, the Dynamite Doll, Dolly Manson. Sweetheart, God bless her for putting us together here, making this all happen. Credit her fully. I used to date her sister back in the day for 3 years, Amaris Billington. So I was connected with the family and got to know the family and was accepted as one of their own, and still have close ties with some of the family members as well to this day. So I'm very thankful for that relationship.
Yeah, Bronwyne's a very special person. You know what? Obviously, with me being British and the Dynamite Kid, and she holds a special place in, and her family holds a very special place in a lot of people like my dad, who grew up watching the Dynamite Kid and stuff like that. So when I was younger, he used to put on the old tapes, and then for me to have Bronwyne on last year, that was like a full circle moment for me.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah, I'm not saying I speak to her all the time, but I message every once in a blue moon, asking, and then because she's helped me out a few times and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me.
Back on very soon.
Yes, you definitely should. That doesn't surprise me one bit. She's just always out there helping other people out, and she's a good soul. God bless her.
Definitely. So we had a quick email back and forth. You said in 2023 you spent half a year in the UK.
That's right. 7 months, man. Yeah, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I had a blast out there.
So what made you decide to come over?
Well, I was supposed to go over back in 2014. Frank Chick Cullen from World of Sport Days, he took a liking to me. He lives out here in Alberta. And he was going to hook me up with Brian Dixon, do the holiday camp circuit. And then things just didn't work out. I was out of the business for 7 years, actually. And that was like my next step, was to go international and wrestle in the UK. But then I was out of the business. I came back into the business just over 2.5 years ago, at a 7-year hiatus. And instead of just returning to Canada, I wanted to pick up where I was supposed to leave off, and that was go to the UK. So I kind of went in cold. I didn't really know a whole lot of people. I just plane ticket, flew over there, and just went in cold, man. I started training at Play Fight London, and trained with Cara Noir, Nina Samuels. And then I made my way to All-Star Wrestling South with Joel Redmond, and I cannot put over that school enough. Joel Redmond, the benchmark, he's the man. James Mason, I got to train with Steve Gray. It was an adventure, man. I wrestled 70 matches in 7 months, just working promotions and the holiday camp circuit. It was amazing, just simply amazing. I hope I can return.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing if you return, because you also work. You mentioned obviously 70 matches. Quite a lot of them would have been for Mega Slam, I'm guessing.
Actually, yeah, I did get my foot in the door with Mega Slam near the end, but a lot of it was working under James Mason for Superstars of Wrestling, All-Star South, All-Star Wrestling. There's quite a few, actually. I got them all written down here, but Southwest Wrestling, Stu Nat's promotion. Yeah, there's quite a few, actually, but the holiday camps was probably one of my favorite things, to be honest. There's just the reps. I remember I think I wrestled 4 matches in one day. That was the most I've wrestled in one day. It was, you guys are busy over there, and you got some great talent, some great technical wrestlers. I had a blast over there.
You mentioned obviously Cara Noir and Nina Samuels. What's two of two of the very best in the UK. What would you say are the biggest things that you learned from them?
Well, I really enjoyed both of them when they took over their class for Play Fight London. Nina was just really good for attention to detail, and Car Noir was just had a really good old school vibe of things with his training and the conditioning and cardio, and I really appreciated that because I think that's a lost art now. It's just like making sure people want this. It's got to be a little difficult. It's not all fun and games, you got to weed out the chaff, I guess, so to say, and see if people really want it or not. And I enjoyed his training methods. I enjoyed that.
Would you say it was a big success as in making money coming over to the UK?
You know what? I stayed on a farm with a rookie wrestler by the name of Nathan Angel, who is making waves right now. And we lived on the farm. There wasn't a whole lot of downtime. Like if there was, we were herding sheep and working on the farm. But I was able to pay for my groceries and eat and survive. And I was okay, to be honest. It worked out all right. The second round, I think I'd be a little more smarter with certain things, saving more money in certain areas. But it was like my first time out there, and I did some touristy stuff and, tried a lot of different foods and stuff like that. But second round, I'd be a little more wiser with my money. But to answer your question, yeah, like I was getting by. I was paying for my own groceries and, I was making it work. It was a good experience.
Yeah. So if you was to come back over, when would you look for it to happen? This year or next year?
Well, I wanted to it's in my back pocket, man. I'm trying to just get out of Canada again. It very well could happen this summer. I think at the peak time when the holiday camps start again, just so there's that consistent work. So yeah, and that's usually the hot times, I believe, from like June to September-ish. I think those holiday camps really start bumping. But yeah, I mean, that would probably be the time to do it. But I got some other things in my back pocket, just trying to make them manifest and make something work. But I definitely got to get out of Canada again for sure.
Definitely. You've obviously now got a promotion over there, Maple Leaf. That must have been big as a kid.
Yeah, no, that was a huge deal. I'm so happy that they resurrected it, and I'm rooting for Maple Leaf Pro, man. And I strongly believe I could contribute in that, that factor of just showing off what Canadian talent's all about. Just got to be patient, right place, right time. I'm knocking on the door, and no, I'm rooting for them though. It's fantastic to see that resurrected. Canada has produced some of the best talent in the world, and we want to show what we can do. There's a good phrase, geographically castrated for a very long time. Like it's hard out here, man. We don't get a lot of exposure, especially on the West Coast. So to have that promotion open up and showcase Canadian talent again is a godsend, and I'm hoping I can be a part of it as well.
100%. So when did you first discover wrestling?
Oh, geez, man. I was just a little kid. My dad got me into it. I remember WrestleMania 3, some of my earliest moments. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat. That was probably the early years. And then the Attitude Era hooked me in again. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley, Jeff Hardy. And then when I seen ECW, that completely changed my life. When I seen Rob Van Dam for the first time, like I wanted to be just like him. I started stretching, doing the splits. I hadn't seen anything like Rob Van Dam ever. He was just like a game changer for me. Big influence.
I've been very fortunate to interview Rob Van Dam.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, that was on my bucket list because obviously I grew up watching him as well, and that was like again a full circle moment. So that was really good.
Excellent. Yeah, he was just here last year in Edmonton. Actually, did a signing. I never got to meet him though, unfortunately, but he just was in Canada last year.
Yeah, Rob's even to this day he's still going. I know he's not fighting much, but for a man who is mid-40s, early 50s, he can move.
Oh yeah, and you know what that is? It's the thing that I stole from him, and it's such a big influence to me was stretching. I cannot put over how important stretching is, especially for what we do to our bodies and put ourselves through. It's almost foolish to not. But ever since I seen him, I was 12 years old when I seen ECW, and I wanted to be just like him. I started stretching every day, and I still stretch every day to this day. That was a long time ago now. But I contribute that to longevity, and you can see that with Rob. It's quite evident. There's a reason why he can still move the way he moves and looks the way he looks. Is he's taking care of himself. That maintenance and that stretching is so damn important.
Yeah, 100%, man. So you mentioned, obviously, you took a 7-year break from professional wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me, but what was the reason why?
Well, actually, it was had to do with Bronwyne's sister, Maris. When things went south, I just kind of felt guilty for being a pro wrestler and not being around and missing out on birthdays and special occasions and stuff like that. I kind of gave up on myself for a while, to be completely honest with you. I loved her very much, and it's unfortunate the way things went, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm back at it with a vengeance. I'm the busiest wrestler in Canada currently, had over 150 matches last year, which for North American standards is pretty good. I know you guys in the UK and out in Europe, you bang out over 200, some of you guys. So that's, but for North American standards, I'm pretty damn busy. The busiest wrestler in Canada, one of the busiest in Canada right now. And just touring all the time. So I'm thankful for that.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
No, yeah, of course. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. And maybe I would have been 7 years ago, but just everything happens for a reason, man. It's part of the journey.
Yeah, that's true. You win some, you lose some, and we all grow each day as a person.
100%. Amen to that, brother.
But like you mentioned there, obviously, Bronwyne's an incredible person, and obviously, you mentioned her family.
Yes,
welcomed you with open arms, so that's really nice.
No, her brother Merrick and the little ones, and Bronwyne, Michelle, their mother, Michelle Billington, Julie Hart. I cannot put over, the cooking was amazing, man. Like their mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness. Like, oh geez. Like crazy spaghetti dinners. Beautiful family. And it was a beautiful time. And yeah, they're great people. I have nothing but good things to say about them.
Yeah. So obviously the UK, apart from obviously when you came over in 2023, what was your favorite part? Apart from obviously going around and sightseeing, what was your favorite part?
I think I'm really into technical wrestling. I like rolling around and mat wrestling and cane wrestling. And you guys got some of the best technical wrestlers out there, man, to be honest. Like I just love rolling around with these guys and trading holds and exchanging things and learning new things. Steve Gray was crazy, man. Just the crazy sequences and little tricks of the trade he was showing us with the seminars we did with him. That was one of my favorite things. And all your architecture is so damn beautiful. I love it. Like everything's just so well preserved out there. And the food, my goodness, the food. Like I just had a blast just trying, so many new things I never had before. I really miss it. I really want to come back the more I talk about it here.
It's weird because some of us, like in the UK, want to get out of the country, but you want to come. It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know for sure. I know. I wasn't even bothered because I know you get a lot of like drizzle and rain and lack of sunshine sometimes, but I was lucky. It was a nice summer. It was a nice summer when I was there, and I thought it was beautiful. It was a good time, man. I'm always up for an adventure and just getting out of the bubble. You can only stay in one place for so long. You don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. So, I'm always out and about trying getting out there.
Would you say that benefited your career?
Oh, 100%. Yes. No, man. My technical wrestling game was leveled up. I just learned a lot of great things from Joel Redman. He went through the WWE system, same with Nina Samuels, and just learning little tricks of the trade with that was so beneficial, and just getting to work with like James Mason, he's a WWE agent, and other like NXT UK talents, Levi Muir I got to work with. It's just cool to rub shoulders and learn from these guys and exchange ideas and philosophies, It's you never stop learning in this business.
That's very true. Would you recommend it have you recommended it to fellow Canadian wrestlers to go over the ocean? Oh yeah,
like I try and tell these guys, the ones that are up and coming, like you put an amount of time in your home base, but eventually you got to spread your wings and fly and get out and about and take that leap of faith into the unknown, because it's like I came in cold, man. I didn't know anybody out there. I had one friend out there and he was able to let me live with them for my first 2 months. And I was taking trains and buses and getting lost and to get to Play Fight London, out in London. And, it's part of the adventure. No, I look back and I think about these things and is frustrated at the time being lost, waiting for the right tube down in the tube. And, I can't believe how deep underground those things go too. It's incredible. But yeah, man, just not having any internet yet and like a proper chip in my phone to convert over to the UK and just being lost, not having GPS and just having to figure it out is all part of the adventure, man. But in time it worked out and, I got comfortable and, 7 months is a long time and it was hard to leave.
Yeah. So for them 7 months, did you, obviously you had family that you left behind and stuff like that?
Yeah, just my father and mother, sister. Actually, it was bittersweet. My sister had her first child when I left. So I missed the whole birth process. I missed his first 6 months, so that kind of sucked. But, I'm making up for lost time now. It's good. They understand. This is my job,
Yeah. So how long have you been a professional wrestler, would you say?
2004, May 22nd of 2004. I was 17 years old. Sure.
Wow, that's a long time. Plus you had 7 years, so what's that? That's about 15 years, isn't it? 15 years?
About that. Yep. Approximately.
Wow. Who's been some of your favorite opponents that you've been in the ring with?
Chris Masters comes to mind immediately. I just had a really good banger of a match with him. And I take pride in it because this is back in 2014 I wrestled him. And he was just muscle-bound, stereotypical WWE superstar, just like big son of a gun. And I'm not the biggest guy in the fight. But for me to have a believable matchup and have everything make sense and give him a run for his money, it just proved that I could hang with these type of guys, these WWE superstars and stuff. Sami Zayn, I had his last match before he got signed to WWE NXT in Calgary. Yeah, at the famous Stampede Pavilion where Stampede Wrestling used to run in front of a packed house. Yeah, so I worked with him. That was awesome. Yeah, man, at Savio Vega I got to work with. Shane Douglas, Juventud Guerrera, Ultimo Dragon. There's been some good heavy hitters, man. I've been blessed.
Jesus. Fucking hell. So the fact that you can say that you were Sami Zayn's last opponent on the independent scene in Canada, that's not many people can say that. Well, no one can say that but you. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience, man. We were in like a tag match, so it was myself and a couple others. It was like an 8-man tag. So yeah, I was like one of the last ones to like work with them on the independent scene. Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Yeah,
he's a hell of a talent, and he's doing fantastic.
So what is your end goal in professional wrestling?
Well, I honestly feel like there's still something left in the bottom of the basement in the tank here. I feel like I can contribute somewhere internationally or just somewhere. I believe my talents and abilities, I can contribute somewhere, whether that be as a talent, as a trainer, as a scout, somewhere out there. There is a spot for me out there. I just know there is. I believe it in my heart. I'm just going to keep on grinding and traveling and seeing the world. That's the end goal. And if all else fails, I think I'll open up a wrestling school. That would be the ultimate end game for me, is probably a wrestling school. But I'm not there yet. I'm still having fun, and I still got something left here to show and prove. So,
what would you say the most rewarding thing is about being a professional wrestler?
You can't take for granted the impact that you have on people, and I don't even fully realize it sometimes. I got to just sit back and reflect. But they're some of the greatest fans in the world. They never forget. They're so loyal. The things they do for us, like they're always, making me cool things, buying me T-shirts, chocolate bars, gifts, and they're so loyal. You can't take it for granted because they're paying the bills. They're buying the merchandise. They're buying the tickets. You'd be nothing without them. I'd be nothing without them. They're paying my bills, man. I'm thankful to be doing this full time. Making a living, getting by. It's nothing spectacular, but I'm scraping by. I'm doing okay. I can pay my groceries and my bills. And it's because of them. It's because of them. And I'm so grateful I got to thank the good Lord above. I got to thank God for blessing me with this life, and for them. I'd be nothing without the fans, without these great people. That fans have turned into friends. They're just, you'd be nothing without them. You can't forget that, and the impact you make on them, like little children. I just did a little video call last week. This little 8-year-old girl had her appendix removed on her birthday, on her 8th birthday. And her parents wanted me to talk to her and just wish her a speedy recovery. And little moments like that, man, it's crazy. You don't fully stop and smell the roses sometimes of the impact you have on these people. So it's a blessing.
Yeah. You mentioned obviously that you do it full time. Still not many wrestlers these days can say that they do it full time.
I'm thankful, man. I mean, the circumstances I'm under, it's working. I've just made myself very marketable. Merchandise sales is a big one, but yeah, and pinching pennies, man. I'm so cheap on the road. I don't spend any money on the road, actually. On my tours, I pack all my food. Like, I'm not spending anything, man. And that's just what you got to do. It's a grind, but I wouldn't want to do anything else with my life. I love it. I love it, man.
Thinking smart, I like it. So, if you came back to the UK, how long would you want to stay for? And you said you do things different. Obviously, you said you'd be more balanced and stuff like that with your money. I reckon if you came out this time, you know what to expect. You know the weather. You know roughly who you have more contacts now. Yeah. More time and energy and matches and everything under your belt. And the pound, the Great British pound, is strong in the world. It's not high.
Right.
So for your Canadian money, if you're bringing it over here, you're going to get shit. But if you take the pound over to America or Canada, it's high. So it'd be really good for you.
I did not know that. That's thank you for the heads up on that. I really appreciate that. That's good to know. Yeah, man, I would love to put extended time once again, like half a year if I can. I'm not opposed to that at all. I mean, like, you got to make it count. A month or two, it's good, but I want to, like, be a part of the culture again, be one with all the locker rooms, and I wouldn't have had that if I didn't put in the amount of time that I did. And originally I was only supposed to stay like 2 months, but things just kept snowballing, and I was like, oh no, I'm not leaving. And like, I didn't get on my flight to go home, and just stayed. And and I'm glad I did, because just being accepted into the locker rooms and getting to know everybody better, and making those connections, like you said. I do have connections now, yes.
So obviously in your phone book, what is the most famous wrestler that you have?
Oh, I'd say I met Ric Flair. I met Mick Foley. Harley Race, I got to train with for a short period of time at his camp. Roddy Piper, I trained under. Yeah, there's some heavy hitters in there for sure. Those come to mind immediately as some big ones for sure.
So you've literally done it all.
Well, I'm blessed, man. I can't. You got to take it one day at a time, and just count your blessings, be thankful and grateful. I'm not done either, so that might be the scary part of it all. I'm still back with a vengeance, man. I'm still got something to prove here. So
that's true. So in the UK, there's a lot of really good talents. Who would you love to face if you came back?
Joel Redmond, Niwa, the Maui Warrior, Niwa. Joel Redmond. I'd like to get my hands on some of those Progress guys for sure. Rev Pro guys. But yeah, just stand out. Love to wrestle with Nathan Angel and Brandon Lee again. They were just rookies when I was out there, but talented guys. Lewis Basham, the One Man Armory Bullet. James Mason. I'd love to get in there with James again. I had a lot of good matches with James. It was a lot of fun. Those come to mind immediately, just thinking.
Yeah. You've got a lot of people in the UK who are really tough. It's weird because obviously you mentioned obviously Canada. Canada's got a lot of rich history of professional wrestling. You got Chris Jericho, you got Edge, Christian, you got PCO, there's Brett, Owen. That's just to name a few.
Yep.
But it's like in the UK, you've got Dynamite Kid, you've got Will Ospreay, you've got Zack Sabre Jr., you've got a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's like in Australia, America, Europe, there's loads of people. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy the amount of talent that these countries have.
Yeah. I agree 100%, man.
It's honestly, it's mad.
It is mad, isn't it? No, wrestling's in a hot peak again, thankfully. Thank God. The great business at WWE is like trickling down everywhere else, and it's everywhere we go in Canada, the houses are big. It's good business right now. I'm quite thankful and happy. And in the UK, when I was out there, man, like some of these holiday camps and some of these shows I was doing, like 700, 500 people consistently every week. It was awesome. It was amazing. The more, the better,
Yeah. So obviously, like I've just mentioned, Canada has its rich history of professional wrestlers. Who is your Mount Rushmore of Canadian wrestlers?
Oh boy, what a question that is, man. Oh, okay. This might not sit well with people, but I'm just simply on talent and ability. I think Chris Benoit is pound for pound, just amazing. I know the personal side of things, it's touchy subject, but in ring, unbelievable. One of the best to lace a pair of boots. Right up there with Dynamite Kid for sure. Bret Hart, of course, Owen Hart. Geez, man, that's tough. There's too many good ones. Edge is amazing. I'm already missing guys, and I feel bad even answering this question because I'm going to miss important people when I give you my answers. I think that's already 4 right there. I said, geez, man, there's just too many. Let me. It's hard because I don't want to leave anybody out. Let me just squander and think and ponder just a little longer on that, brother. Give me some time. I might have to come back to that one.
Okay, well, we'll do another one. Who is your Mount Rushmore of just professional wrestling in general?
In general, geez. For me personally, I mean, like Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels is up there. It's hard to pick just one, man. That's a tough one. I like the old school guys too, like Nick Bockwinkel, Vern Gagne, Billy Robinson. Billy's a big deal. It trained Steve Gray and stuff like that. Big deal out of Europe. Tiger Mask, the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama, was a big influence on me as well with Rob Van Dam. I just so amazing. Him and Dynamite Kid just being so innovative and ahead of their time. Big fan of Tiger Mask. Mr. Perfect, Rob Van Dam, of course. Oh, geez, man. There's Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan. There's too many. Those are such hard questions.
I want to say Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's one of them. If you look at what wrestling is now,
yes,
and then you look at wrestling back in the day, he didn't really do that much moves, did he?
No, but I mean, this business isn't about that. It's about the emotion. It's about making money, selling tickets, and putting asses in seats. Undeniably,
true,
that
man. True, but you also love a good story.
Absolutely. You know what? Ultimate Warrior versus Hogan, that was one hell of a feud, man. And pack the Pontiac Silverdome. Well, not Silverdome, sorry. The Toronto Sky Dome. Yeah, man. I mean, he was just part of some integral stories, with Macho Man. That story there with Macho Man and Hogan, like, that was crazy stuff. Like, it took a whole year for the Mega Powers to explode, That was really long-term storytelling. Yeah. Talent and ability-wise, you got Bret, you got Flair, Steve Austin for his neck injury was a hell of a worker. Yeah, and still is, of course. I'm not taking anything away from him. No, that's a very loaded question. You can't just pick. When I start thinking about Mount Rushmore guys, I got like 20 in my list. Like, it's hard to just narrow it down. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. So what is the goal for you for the rest of 2025?
Just eventually get out of here again. I put in a solid 2 years back in Canada, and I'm due to get out of the country again and go somewhere else internationally. I'm very busy. We have provinces out here. I've been from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, I'd like to get out more east into the Maritimes more and into British Columbia a little more. I just don't want to stay in one place for too long. I'm located in Alberta, and I just don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I'll definitely, and I still do, I take out of province bookings opposed to local bookings, just because I don't want to stay, in one spot and just work Calgary, Edmonton all the time. Those may sound like places for someone that's never been. It's exciting, but I'm there a lot, so I like to go places I haven't been.
That's true. When you get in the same place for the rest of your life, it can get a bit boring, so you got to just move about and venture, don't you?
You do, man. You got to look for change, look for new faces, new opponents, new surroundings. The worst thing you can be is just a big fish in a small pond, I don't want that. You're not going to grow and you're not going to get better. I got to be finding talent that's better than me, and I got to be working with them.
Yeah, that's true. So the final question, man, what is an inspirational message from yourself?
Oh, wow. I would say this is a grind. Don't give up. I gave up on myself for 7 years. I'll never make that mistake again. You got to believe in yourself, have that confidence, but it's a grind. Rome wasn't built in a day. You just got to keep grinding and be ready. There's a really good analogy. Actor Steve Martin, a comedian, said, when it comes to show business, wrestling, it comes just to life in general. You get on the bus and you're looking for fortune and fame and success. And a lot of people are on this bus, riding that bus, and there's ups and downs and hills and valleys, and it's a bumpy ride. But you got to stay on the bus. You get off the bus. A lot of people get off the bus, but you got to stay on the bus. And you stay sharp. You always be ready. And eventually, it could take months, years, 20, 30 years, but eventually you stay on that bus and opportunity will arise. But you got to be ready for it. And that's what the grind's all about. It's being ready, staying sharp. And an opportunity will come eventually if you just got to stay on the bus. So that's some good advice I think I can give to people.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
So my social medias are pretty all the same. I have a YouTube channel, a Facebook fan page, and then my Instagram. And my Instagram is the main one I'm on all the time. And if you were to DM me, message me, I'm pretty quick to answer back. But they're all the same. It's Kazie CMF for life. KAZE CMF, the number 4 life. That's for my YouTube, my Facebook fan page, and my Instagram.
Cam, thank you for coming on again. I've loved it. And
thank you for having me.
Do you know what? Let's hope to get you over soon.
I would love to, man. We'll stay in touch. And the more we're talking about it, I'm just like, geez, Louise, what am I doing? I need to get my ass over there again. I'm not